I have got a boatload of remelt here that I want to turn into a big batch of bladed slayers. Figured you guys might like to come along. So let me show you the colors here. As I mentioned, all remelt. I've got 2 of these. It's a bunch of natural colors. You got browns, green pumpkins, you've got some flake in there. 4 cups a piece, so 8 cups of that. That's gonna be the top color. Then I've got 2 of these, monkey milk, white pearl, silver flake. Then I've got 2 more. So these 2 are gonna go together. This will be the top, and then this will be the belly. Our dark color is still cooking, because there was a lot more of it. But here's our belly color for the first one. Looking at it, a couple of things. So you can see the bubbles. We're gonna have to address that, but just kind of stirring it around a bit. It looks pretty darn translucent. So let's actually get it in the vac chamber first. All right, attempt number 2. I tried to show you the belly color, but I didn't have my stuff ready. The pot was a mess. You couldn't see down inside of it. So we're gonna try this again with the top color, which is now warmed up sufficiently. So this is the pot that I use. Got it on Amazon, pretty popular one, the BAC. This is a 3 gallon, I believe. I think you can get a smaller one, it's a lot shorter, but I like this size. You can get multiple cups in it if you're using the small ones, and it's big enough to take a mondo like this. Close it down, let's start it. So there's the dial. Gets up to 20, 25. That's generally when you start seeing it group up, bubble up. Sometimes it'll rise up and you need to feather it, letting some air in. But this is working just exactly the way you want it to. And there they go. I'm looking at it. I'm thinking maybe this is good to go as is. You guys check it out. I mean, daggone, that doesn't look too shabby. It's got this hue of green, but it's brown. Lots of awesome flake in it. Definitely has a gold shimmer thing going on. I'm trying to think of what I would add to this. I see some red. This feels like a color that would really do well with red. Let's do crushed rupees. Let's do red crushed rupees. You know what? I got green too. Let's do both of those. So this is 3.5 cups. I grabbed 1/4 teaspoon. Let's put 1 of these in for red and 1 green. We'll mix that up, see what we think. Had to get out the full-size butter knife for this one since it's so much deeper. Usually using these guys here, which is a cheese spreader, by the way. So many people ask me about this. Amazon link, or Amazon purchase, cheese spreader. All right, we're all warmed up with this one. Definitely too translucent, so we are going to add some silk pearl to this one. Thought about monkey milk because I love monkey milk, but I was thinking about that brownish natural color with the, I just really felt like a nice white, crispy white belly would look better. So silk pearl, and this is a whole lot less than the other one, a good 2 cups versus almost 4, 3.5. So I got the 1/4 teaspoon once again, which would be 1/8 of a teaspoon per cup ish. That's a heaping amount. And the old cheese spreader, since it's not up so high, I can use it. Yeah, boy, that's nice. There's like that shimmer of blue every now and then, but it's just real faint. And that silk pearl, golly, it's one of my favorites. Both of these are like perfect. They're right at 320. You can see though, see how far off they are? So I'm actually gonna get another cup here and pour out some of this brown or goldish whatever to get it down to about 2.5. There we go. Just so that the injectors, when they go in for the dual, are going to hit the plastic at around the same time. All right, here we go. Nice full draw on these 8-ounce dual injectors by N2. Oh yeah, that looks good. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, they're cooled off. Let's check out one of them. See how this Remelt creation came together. Yeah. Open it this way. Ooh, I like it. Here's the top. Looking quite tasty. And then the bottom, that gorgeous. Of course, it's a bunch of stuff, but that silk pearl, man. Looky there. Yeah. That will work just fine. Welcome to the next day. I went ahead and finished shooting all the rest of that after we shot that first one. We do have a bunch of brown left over, that brown top color. We're gonna get to that in a second, but check it out. This is the result. About 400 3-inch crappie slayers ready to be made into bladed slayers. So let's talk about what we're gonna do with this leftover here. That's the extra. If you recall, we had a little bit more of the top color than the bottom color, so we're gonna make ourselves a solid mix. All right, we are all warmed up. All on its own, this color would totally work in a solid body slayer, but I wanna try something. I was recently inspired by Michael over at Bait Chuckin'. One of his recent videos, he revealed the actual recipe for motor oil. The original motor oil from MF. Those guys gave it to him, so he put that out on the channel. It was really cool to see that, but it got my juices flowing because it seemed like a lot of the changeables and a lot of the stuff that really makes some of those colors like a motor oil special are these transparent dyes. And I didn't own a lot, so I made an order with Lureworks and I picked up cherry red dye. It may be a complete bust, it may do nothing. If it does nothing, we've got a great color here that we can still use for slayers. But if it does something cool, I don't know, that would be pretty neat. So I've got 3 cups of this stuff left over. So I'm thinking 5 drops per cup. So the dye is in. Hopefully the brown and the green will mix well with the red and give us kind of a, I don't know, a really cool new color. Or it'll just turn the whole thing red? I don't know. Yeah, it just kind of turned the whole thing red. Well, I should have added less. I thought 5 was pretty small for a cup. What to do, what to do. Let's put some green pumpkin in it. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, let's get the tester out. So this little Epic Bait Molds bait tester, let's just dip some of this out in here and take a look at it as a bait before we go making decisions. So I just grab a little bit on the knife and put it in there. Maybe we have kind of a, I don't want to say red bug, but kind of that vibe. You know, the more I look at this, the more I'm beginning to like it. The gold that was in the brown and the green is really kind of working with the red. That's not bad. That is really not bad. I can think of one thing that I want to add to it, but I think we're going to go with this. I'm going to put that green pumpkin back away. We're going to go with this one with one tweak, as I mentioned, and that is large black flake. I come back over here where we were making these other ones. This is one from yesterday, and I just really love the random large flake, that large black flake that shows up here and there. And this red color, I think that will even help kind of break it up even more. So let's get some 062 black flake. We'll stir it up and we'll shoot it. Since we're shooting without a laminate, I went ahead and put all of these guys together. We'll suck it up with an 8 ounce. I have to use both of my 8 ounce because I think we'll get through 2 each. There we go. This is about 325, give or take. Not quite as critical temperature-wise when you're not laminating. And now the other. Man, it goes quick when you've got 4 of these molds. They're not even that big of a bait, but they do suck it up with 20 cavities each. All right, these are cooled off. Let's get one out and see what they look like. Wow. Oh yes. Well, the Slayer, the 3-inch Slayer looks good in just about everything. But this one is working as well. See that, how the gold plays off the red? That totally works. There we go. All that hollow shift in there. Love the extra black flake. See how it kind of breaks things up. We do have some of that. I think this is, see how the light passes through right here and then into the tail. I think that's the effect that we're getting with that red, the red dye. And just like that, another hour and a half, give or take, later, and we have finished that batch as well. And here they sit, another 200. So before we go on to our third color, that last laminate to finish up our remelt, let's talk jig heads for the first 2. And by jig heads, of course, I mean my custom bladed Slayer head that I designed with the help of Ryan Campbell up in Canada. 8 cavity, 1/8 ounce, absolutely love this guy. Poured up a whole bunch of jig heads to go with our Slayers. Then we gotta, of course, paint them. So I'm thinking watermelon vein for the first laminate color, and a sweet color by Boss called Roadkill for the second. Got those all painted up and put in the toaster oven to cure. Once they were out, we stuck some sweet eyes on them, and voila, bada bing, bada boom. These are looking fantastic. Watermelon vein up on the top one, pulls in some of that green. It's got an iridescent eye that goes from green to yellow, which I really thought worked well with the top color. And then that Boss Roadkill is just dynamite. Big old gold eye, pulls in the gold in the body. Got the blades on the front, obviously. Could not be happier with these. So now all that's left to do is to fire up the microwaves and tackle our last laminate. All right, both colors are all warmed up. I've also put them through the vac chamber, so we are ready to go. Let's start with the belly color. Now I have to say, this one looks pretty darn good just as is. It's a little bit more green than I thought it was going to be, especially with that lemon ice that was in there and some chartreuse. So I do want to try to make it a little more yellow. So we're gonna go with Chartreuse 126, and this is another 3 cups. Pretty sure this is pretty translucent. You gotta use a bunch of it. So I'm just gonna kind of squirt it. We're not really measuring out, we're just gonna squirt a bunch, mix it up, see what that does, and keep going. Yeah, see how that lightened it up? Ooh, ooh, yeah. All right, we're almost there. I think that's going to be good. I liked what that first batch did, or that first squirt rather did. Yeah. Next we're going to do, to push the Chartreuse 015. And we're not going to be bashful. Let's go with at least a 1/4 teaspoon for each cup. So that's a 1/2 teaspoon for 2 cups, 1/4 teaspoon for the 3rd cup. And then I think I want to add some silver to this as well. Silver's always so nice in a belly, don't you agree? Let's do less though. Let's just go with, say, half. This is 015 silver. 1/2 teaspoon for all 3 cups. Alright, mix that in, and I think that's going to do it for our belly color. Huh? Yeah. Next up is our purplish base, as you can see. I really like violet. I like this Lureworks violet. It's a deep, beautiful purple with bluish tints to it, hence violet. So I definitely want to go with that as sort of a base to drive the purple more. But I also want to pull out the hollow shift and use some Sylvanus. Alright, 3 cups on this one as well, pretty even. This is strong stuff, this violet. So I'm gonna say 5 drops, let's actually go 3 drops per cup, so 9 drops. We went a little heavy with that red on our last experiment, which turned out to, you know, work out in our favor, but let's not make the same mistake twice. Can always add some more. See what that did? I mean, it just deepens it. It's a gorgeous color by Lureworks, that violet. But I think we need more saturation. Let's do the Sylvanus hollow shift because that's going to help out as well. Let's go with 1/2 teaspoon, but leveled off, if not just a little shy. We need the saturation, and that should help out. And of course, it's hollow shift, so it's going to give us all kinds of sweet shifty goodness. It's a purple base, which helps out as well. Yeah, look at that, what the hollow shift did. It really filled in the gaps. But I think, well, actually I don't know. So let's once again pull out the tester and see what kind of saturation this purple has. All right, here we go. She's cooled off. Let's take a peek. Yeah, I'm not able to see through it. Got some nice shiftiness in there from the hollow shift. All right, we are ready to go. Top side to the left on all 4 molds. Got the blending block back out. Look at these colors. Aren't those gonna be freaking sweet together? Woo! Let's get it done. Oh, get down there. Oh, gosh. Rookie. Here we go. There's one. It's like, maybe we'll call this one Incredible Hulk. It kind of reminds me of the Incredible Hulk. I'm pretty sure that might be a bait out there, right? Somebody's making Incredible Hulk purple over green. Here we go. All right, these guys are all cooled off. Bring you up here as usual. Here we go. Let's get Hulkified. I know I do that all the time. I get giddy about bait making, but these look fantastic. Opened up on the belly. Huh? But can you see a little preview? A little preview? Yes, sir. That looks awesome. Oh, so good. Man, I love violet. It's such a deep, rich purple. Golly. Look at that. Now on camera, it looks blue because it's violet, and violet has a lot of blue in it. But I swear to you that in person, it is a vibrant purple. Of course, I think Sylvanus, the hollow shift, is a blue to purple as well. So we're getting some of that. Anyway, I promise you, it is a gorgeous purple. And it goes with that belly. So very nice. And there it is on a jig head. Woo! Now you can kind of see more of the purple. Weird, man. Went with purple vein paint from Barlow's. So it's got this black etching in it, and then a Chartreuse eye. These are going to be fantastic. And hopefully the pictures for the website kind of match this, because this does it justice. Speaking of website, so if you have hung with me thus far on this remelt journey, I want to say thank you. So what I'm going to do is when this video goes live, I will have posted all of these baits on the website, but I'm giving you guys, my YouTube friends, first crack at them. I will post on Instagram that the video went up, but I won't say anything about the drop for, I don't know, half a day, something like that. I'll eventually send out a mass email. Got a bunch of people on the mailing list. You may be one of them. And I've got a bunch of folks that follow me on Instagram that jump on the opportunity. But I wanted to take the opportunity here with this remelt that turned out so dang good and give you guys the opportunity, first crack, if you will, at getting yourself some hard to get bladed slayers. Oftentimes these guys will sell out within a half hour even sometimes. They're pretty high demand these days. Man, you can really do a lot if you've got hollow shift, if you've got siren scales, if you've got some other stuff that you can add to remelt and totally create something new. So I encourage you to do that. This was a success. Thanks again for coming along. Until the next time, see you guys in the shop.